Welcome to our weekly roundup of key business developments in Sri Lanka. I'm Nishani Pigera. Let's first take a look at the top stories for this week. Sri Lanka plans for a national wealth fund. Largest IPO to debut on the stock exchange. And Colombo inflation down in August. On this week's main story, President Ranil Wickremesinghe says plans are underway to establish a national wealth fund using government assets similar to those established in countries like Norway, Qatar and Singapore, where profits from state operations are used to provide public welfare. Currently, EPF and ETF are used to purchase bonds, which will be reduced as the government cuts spending. Conversely, the President suggested that these funds need to be invested more productively. Suresh Shah, head of the State-Owned Enterprises Restructuring Unit, says that no decision will be made on the privatization and restructuring of the entities until the presidential election is over. Lanka Hospitals, Sri Lanka Telecom and Litrogas are among some of the SCOs currently up for privatization. Casting of postal votes for the 9th presidential elections commenced on Wednesday. According to the Elections Commission, voting can be done at District Secretariats, Elections Commission's offices. Uniformed personnel are permitted to mark their votes on the 4th and 6th of September, and all other eligible voters can cast their ballots on the 5th and 6th. Those who miss these dates can cast their votes on the 11th and 12th of September at the district elections offices. As elections draw closer, many polls still suggest that no candidate has a clear majority at the upcoming presidential elections on the 21st of September. The initial public offering of Sri Lanka Transformers Limited, which will be the largest in Sri Lanka, will open for applications on the 10th of September. The company is offering a 22.3% stake, of which 50% has been secured from a few strategic investors. The company has been valued at a significant 93 billion rupees, giving it an upside of over 33% over its IPO price of 14 rupees and 50 cents a share. LTL is expected to utilize the funds to fully finance the 100 megawatt Lakdanavi solar power plant and partly finance a 350 megawatt Keravalapitia combined cycle power plant. These projects will make LTL the first independent power producer to have an installed capacity of over 1,000 megawatts. According to Bloomberg data, the Sri Lankan rupee has been recognized as the top emerging market currency. This comes as the rupee has appreciated nearly 8.2% against the dollar in spot markets. First Capital Research expects the rupee to range between 295 to 305 during the second half of 2024 and 305 to 315 during the first half of 2025 against the dollar. Sri Lanka's key inflation rate fell to 0.5% year-on-year in August from 2.4% a month earlier. Inflation fell significantly from a reduction in cost of utilities such as electricity and water. Food prices rose 0.8% in the month, while prices for non-food items rose 0.4%. According to the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, inflation is expected to be below 5% till at least the first quarter of 2025. The Sri Lanka Purchasing Managers Index for construction rose 62.9 in July 2024, rising for the third consecutive month. The sector continued to expand with acceleration of completion of old projects, with new projects increasingly available. Further, the sector's employment continued to expand, especially from the projects funded by multilateral agencies. In our weekly tourism update, in the month of August, over 164,000 tourists arrived in the country, bringing the year-to-date total to over 1.35 million. Daily arrivals were 5,310 in the month, down from the 6,058 recorded in July. Arrivals in the month fell short of the envisioned target of 202,000 arrivals, making it the largest shortfall this year. India continues to be the primary source market, followed by the United Kingdom and China. The all-share price index at the Colombo Stock Exchange recouped some losses this week. The market remains muted on uncertainty surrounding presidential elections. The index remains at a 5-month low. Hat National Bank has entered into a share sale and purchase agreement with DFCC to acquire the remaining 50% of Equity Partners Limited for a consideration of 7 billion rupees. At the Treasury bill auction held on Wednesday, yields on all maturities rose for the 5th consecutive week. Bids amounting to 246 billion rupees were received, of which 152 billion were accepted. The Sri Lankan rupee depreciated against the dollar this week, with the central bank's indicative mid-spot rate ranging around 299 to 301 rupees. The central bank notes that the rupee has strengthened by 7.5% against the US dollar in 2024. And with that, we wind up for this week. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel at the link below for regular updates on economic and business developments in Sri Lanka. Until we see you again next week, thank you for watching. Stay safe.